All right, welcome back to the Here's the Deal channel. Thank you for taking your time this Sunday afternoon and joining me here. We're going to talk about some very interesting stuff. And in my opinion, this is a psychological gold mine because the extent to which people will just obey authority or go along with the crowd is absolutely startling. And that's why I like watching First Amendment videos and commenting on them because, you know, we live... The bottom line is we live in an incarceration nation and a surveillance nation. I mean, there are cameras everywhere. You got Google cars, dash cams, body cams, satellites, Teslas, surveillance cameras, spy devices in our pockets. I mean, pull out your phone. Where's my phone? I don't know where my phone is. Pull out your phone. It is a spy device. You might think it's off, but it's recording you. Look at the NSA documents, the FBI documents. They admit that they have overcome the technology and they've created a situation where everywhere you go, with your consent, you have a spy device. Whether you think the camera's on or the mic is on, it's on. I'm standing in front of a computer right now. People have smart TVs. There's always somebody watching you in the privacy of your own home. And when you walk out the door, definitely. There are hundreds, maybe thousands of cameras pointed at you at any given time, depending on where you are. And if you're in a heavily populated area like a city, there ain't no telling how many surveillance devices are on you. You could be out in the middle of the woods with no phone, no device, and there's some satellite tracking you somehow, somewhere. Or there's a drone in the air that's looking at you. No matter where you're at, you know, there could be a place on this earth where you could escape that, but it's not likely. So when you have a First Amendment auditor going out there, that's just one additional camera to the already thousands. People have Alexa. They talk to Alexa. They talk to Siri on their phone. They have Ring doorbell cameras, but somehow, miraculously, it's your camera phone that serves as the straw that breaks the camel's back. And people snap. They go crazy. So I wanted to highlight this video. We're not going to go over all of it because I want you to take a look at it. This comes from Impact Media, but I want to show you this. Impact Media put something out on their community tab today that I kind of wanted to address, talking about this woman who's taken some of Impact Media's videos and done some commentary on them. The thing that I find ironic about this girl that does it, she's got this thumbnail that looks like it's an AI generation with Taylor Swift's face for whatever reason. The interesting thing about this person who calls auditors frauditors is that if you look back to this video right here that she did about 4 months ago, she was an auditor that she now calls a frauditor. So she has flipped the script somehow. And I think it's because she was getting so much heat practicing her First Amendment right on a public sidewalk that it scared her. And now she's gone over into the other camp. And stay tuned because I want to deal with this issue of labeling somebody a fraud. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to get into Impact Media's videos and the kind of work that they do. And just take a look at this. I'll show you the name. I don't know how to pronounce this person's YouTube channel. And I understand this is a double-edged sword. It's like, Brian, why are you giving this person their 15 seconds of fame? You know, it's kind of a catch-22. These are things that should be talked about. These are things that we can discuss so that we can glean vital information. And if she gets her 15 seconds of fame, it really kind of doesn't matter because she shows herself to be quite a foolish and disingenuous person, in my opinion. Listen to some of this. This is her, by the way. We're going to go over her video and her condemnation of Impact Media, but she was doing, for at least 4 months ago, I saw a video where it was up to 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, she was actually out on the street doing some sort of auditing. She's protesting here, some Pornhub protest or whatever it is, but she was doing this kind of work, and now she's condemning it and condemning those who do this kind of work.
I can't tell you I'm not posted, but it's public.
That's her voice right there.
And that's fucking weird. Look, who wants you to
Okay, so now she's getting criticism. This chick right here is going to walk up to her camera and do something to her camera.
turn it around on yourself and record yourself.
Look at the law.
Okay, you're weird. Just keep walking. Get down.
So this chick did something to this girl's camera, and that's a crime when you walk up to somebody's device, somebody's property, and you damage it or you get into their space. You're not only violating like a law of the land, you're violating the golden rule, because this girl right here would not want done to her what she just did to the camera girl. So now she's getting flack, kickback, negative feedback from the majority of people out there. This is quite distasteful to a lot of people who don't have the stomach for it.
It's a public place. She's not allowed to attack me. If it's weird,
You may
it's
want to
weird.
leave. That's all I got.
I'm a First Amendment auditor. I sit in the First Amendment. So
She just said, I'm a First Amendment auditor. It's hard to hear. She has first of all, she might be live, so the picture is distorted. It's not high resolution, and her mic is horrible. She's super muffled.
I have a Pornhub account. I'm not posting this on Pornhub.
She's explaining to people she's a First Amendment auditor.
I have a channel where I post auditing in public.
Auditing?
Yeah, it's called Auditing Charlotte. So I audit different public spaces in Charlotte.
What does that mean?
Auditing public spaces.
Like any place that's public, right? You have the right to film. Any place that's public, you have the right to film.
And, okay, so that's key. Any place in public, we have the right to film. Keep that in mind, because she is now criticizing that position, vehemently criticizing that position, and labeling people who do it now as frauditors.
You can stand here, you can hold a sign that says free Gaza, you can hold a sign that says fuck Gaza, you can do whatever you want, right? It's public. So I'm here exercising that right. And this is a public, and anything you can see is public. I mean, I can't go into people's homes.
So auditing is exercise.
She's explaining to somebody what auditing is and that we all have the right to do it.
Right?
Exercising your First Amendment.
Stay tuned, because she's going to flip.
Right, yeah. I'm sure you've seen all the channels, right, of people auditing places.
No, I haven't. But I mean,
You can go now and check. There's like, people go to like city halls, police stations. I'm just hanging out on the public sidewalk. It's a fun nightlife. People are having fun.
Right.
And I'm just filming from the distance.
I mean, I can understand. Like, I get the like. I think it's disarming with the shirt.
The Pornhub shirt that people.
Yeah, like you got the shirt and the video and the fact that you got them aimed at them.
I'm aiming at everybody.
I might would move somewhere else.
What's that?
I said I might would move somewhere else because it's making them. I don't think anybody else really cares.
It's not a crime, right?
It's not a crime.
See? So not only is it right, it's not a crime in her eyes, in her estimation. But somehow she's either changed or she's hypocritically calling people frauds when she engaged in the same practice. So which one is it?
I think we should have a right to stand here and film. And
Yeah, but if people ask you to tell you that it's making them uncomfortable.
I'm not pointing at them anymore. I'm not pointing it away.
Just saying, it might
But they freaking attack my fucking camera. So.
it might be nice. They try and grab your camera.
That's assault. That's assault.
That's illegal.
I'm not gonna go to the police, but that is assault.
It might make it more comfortable.
I'm gonna move in like 2 minutes,
It
but
might make your night better too.
my whole thing is I'm not gonna let them force me to move, but I'm gonna move. So. Appreciate you.
I'm not going to let them force me to move, but I will move in a couple minutes. So I just wanted to establish that this girl right here who has this YouTube channel, who is now speaking out against auditors and calling them frauditors, once engaged in the very practice that she now condemns. Now this is a 1 minute and 11 second video where she condemns Impact Media for doing the exact same thing that she was doing, and she calls them frauditors, and we're going to address that name in a second. So this is the girl that we just saw recording.
Okay, so do frauditors and auditors ever whine and cry to the police? Let's find out.
I'll call police right now. I'll call police right now. I have a right to call police.
That's fine. They're just gonna come and educate you, sir.
That is most certainly your right.
Yes, or
Hey, that's assault. That's assault. That is assault. Stop.
I don't give the consent.
You just assaulted.
I don't give a consent. I don't give a consent.
Hey, that's theft. That's theft.
It's amazing how people will applaud this woman's actions right here, but they condemn the actions of somebody just standing there minding their own business, recording in public, while a dozen post office surveillance pieces of equipment are recording them. But somehow your camera, that's the problem right there. And they applaud this criminality. See, everything's upside down in our society. People applaud criminals while they condemn the people who are just out there minding their own business, gathering content for a story or whatever you want to call it.
That's theft. That's theft.
Yeah, it is. It's
Hey, call the police. Call the police. She just fucking stole. Hey, call the police. Call the police. Hey! Oh, she just smacked him. Hey, call the police. Hey, back up, call the police. Hey, Nick, call 911. Nick, call 911.
And look who's whining and crying to the police. Not the people, it's the auditors, frauditors.
and she's going to turn a blind eye to the crime that was just committed on camera. You pretty much can't get more disingenuous than that. Let me just, I'm going to show you another one of her videos, but this claim that somebody standing there exercising their constitutionally protected rights, which all law enforcement, all public officials should be abiding by and viewing as sacred, for lack of a better word. People like this girl right here call them frauds. And what is a fraud? Wrongful or criminal deception intended to result in financial or personal gain. And that financial or personal gain is wrought through wrongful and criminal actions. That's what that is literally, if you want to put it, this is slander when you say it with words, and it's libel if you put it in writing. So if you label somebody as a fraud with your words or with your writing, you are engaged in slander if the person is not committing wrongful or criminal conduct. So any of these channels out here who are calling auditors who aren't engaged in crime and they're calling them frauditors, they are engaged in slander. Clear slander on camera. So here's her critique of one of the recent Impact Media videos. Listen to this. Note the cop that walks up, the deputy that walks up has a body cam, so he is also recording in a public place. But somehow people don't have a problem with a deputy recording in a public place, but they got a problem with you non-deputies out there who are recording in public places.
So today we're going to look at a cop who stands up to frauditors, and the frauditors actually uncovering their true motive for frauding. Let's take a look.
Recording in a public place and exercising your freedom of press is frauditing, according to these people. You can't even get more disingenuous than that. In my mind, it seems like these people are paid to say this kind of stuff that is patently untrue.
What's that?
Getting calls as to you guys videotaping people exiting the
Yes.
in and out burn.
Absolutely.
What's the purpose?
We're not going to share that with you right now.
Okay. All right. Well, as long as you're not on their property.
We're not. We don't plan to be.
Okay. Let me finish.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't have to let you finish, but you're about to issue directives, which we're already not.
Okay, the cop's job is to come and give directives. He gets a call of two...
I don't care what gender this person is. I don't care how their voice sounds. I don't care about their looks, their appearance. That kind of stuff is irrelevant to me. I know this is a human being. So this human being up here in the upper left-hand corner is trying to label people who are standing on their constitutional rights, being peaceful about it, by the way, as frauditors. I got a serious problem with that. All this other stuff to me is minutia. I don't care about the gender. I don't care about the looks. I don't care about how this person sounds. I don't care what this person is. What I care about is the message that this person is conveying. I don't like to get into the weeds about all that other stuff. This person is being absolutely a cruddy human being, a garbage pail human being.
3 masked people standing outside the In-N-Out Burger. He gets dispatched. He knows they're frauditors. So he's just going to come here, give his directive, and get on to more important things. He's probably got crime to fight, issues in the community, and doesn't want to deal with this nonsense. So he just wants to come here, give his directive, and get on his way. He's probably had a stressful day, but then you come in and then you give this whole interruptive gesture of, oh, don't give me directives, don't give me directives.
That's another thing about having a camera on a street corner, on a public sidewalk, in a public place, minding your own business. Nobody asked, no cameraman is asking for anybody to walk up to them and harass them. There's no sign going, please harass me, I need content. These people do it of their own free will, of their own volition. They're not following a script. So isn't it amazing that it's the camera person's fault? This cop probably has better things to do. Okay, nobody asked him to come and mess with me. I'm just standing here with a camera, minding my own business. He's the one that chose to come up to me. If he wants to come off the wall and stop fighting crime, as if that's what tyrants actually did, hey, it ain't my fault. I didn't ask him to do that. And if he got 911 calls, oh God, there's a guy on the street with a camera. What are we going to do? Hey, maybe those people need to be investigated for tying up emergency services.
Not issuing you directives.
Yeah, you're about to say.
I'm sorry about the volume, guys. I got my volume all the way turned up, and apparently when this person did this video right here, their volume is not turned up, so can't do anything about the volume. Sorry about that.
As long as you're not going on private property, blah, blah, we know what we're doing.
If you're a fortune teller, tell me where I'll be in 10 years.
I'm just.
So the cop interjects with a joke, because he's tired of dealing with this nonsense. He's like, if you're going to play nonsense games, I can play nonsense games too.
That's another thing too. Cops come up to you and go, hey, look, we're not playing this game today. It's like, I just standing here. I didn't ask you to walk up to me and engage in any kind of game. To me, standing on my rights ain't a game. If you think it's a game, then you're coming at it from a completely different perspective than I am.
I'm tired of it. Let me just get my damn directive and get on my day. But you want the YouTube views, YouTube revenue, so you're going to play a little word dance game.
Tired of some of the deputies and officers deciding that they want to issue directives, even if they are in the form of, well, they just want to make sure I don't need to hear it.
That's how they do their job. They're supposed to come, give a directive. That's how they talk to people. Like, imagine if the deputy came up and said,
anyway, I can't really do this anymore. So we're going to go. This is Impact Media. I'm going to go over some of this video right here, and I'm going to link. I already have the link in the description. So when this video gets done rendering, you can go to Impact Media. And if you want, let them know that Here's the Deal sent you. But here's some of this interaction at this post office. Where is this post? I'm not sure exactly where this is. Let me refresh the page.
I don't give a consent. I don't give a consent. You guys better repent of what you're doing.
You don't have to answer that.
Well, then don't film me.
Father, I forgive them.
I never touched it.
A lot of people don't understand who you guys are, what you guys are doing.
You don't have my consent. Take that thing off.
You don't need
You want people?
You folks are videotaping people, hoping that someone is going to lose their temper.
It's so funny watching people freak out about camera when in the camera view, you got at least one camera right there. There's a camera right here on the wall. There's another camera over here on the wall. Probably a camera behind him. There's 360-degree view of everyone in this post office at all times. Is this a post office? Yeah, it looks like a post office. And they're going to freak out about a couple of additional cameras in private hands. They don't mind the cameras pointed at them. It comes from the government because we trust the government. But somehow when private people have a camera, there's something nefarious going on. And the people who create the content aren't the people that carry the video cameras. It's the people who decided to walk up to the video camera and stick their face in that video camera and tell people, don't record. You better stop recording me, man. I'm going to knock you out.
No, don't put me on any. I don't want to be on any.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Video camera. Okay, video camera. Video camera. Video camera. Oh, here's one up here. Video camera. Video camera. We also know there's a video camera way off here off to the left of the screen. So you got at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 video cameras right in that public spot right there. But they're going to go off on your video camera. I don't know another word to call this other than psychopathy. People got some serious mental issues when they freak out about an additional camera. Not only that, every single one of them, bar none, has some kind of recording device where they've stuck their face in NSA's face all day long.
Are you saying that you didn't grab his phone at any point? You never took his phone out of his hand?
Right.
Yes, or
Hey, that's assault.
Not even IDs, or how about identified by name?
you got a camera. I really don't want my picture taken.
Why are you covering your face?
You don't video me.
People always ask how I drink.
And you know, actually take note. I like a lot of what Impact Media does. If you want to be private in public and you don't want your face to show up on anybody's screen, you have the opportunity. You have the ability to completely cover your identity. You can even change the gait of your walk if you really want to mess with the surveillance cameras. You don't have to. If you're so concerned about your privacy in public, then it's up to you to create the privacy, not a cameraman.
I gotta know. We have matching cameras. Look, it's insane.
I'll look out for you guys.
I've never been anger prayed to before.
What kind of project?
Anger prayed. Heavenly Father, please strike them dead in the name of Jesus. Oh, yes. Oh, I can feel the fire coming down out of heaven right now. Get that cameraman.
Just wondering what you guys are doing.
She gets arrested.
I walked into the post office and you were taking videos of people.
Are you guys all sick?
Hey, call the police. Call the police.
See, this right here just reveals what's in her heart already. She came into the post office with this heart. All that she needed was a trigger. And this social experiment, if you want to call it that, and it is a massive social experiment, just reveals the kind of people that walk among us. If she would do this to this cameraman, she will do it to you. That's why I constantly say on this channel, an injustice that happens to one man anywhere will happen to all men everywhere. So it's the person who commits the injustice that's the villain in this story.
Hey!
You don't take our picture. Why?
I appreciate you being professional. You're one of the few allies that have been professional. This is not how religion works.
In the name of Jesus.
Welcome to Impact Media, where
Now listen to what Impact Media says here. I love this.
we dive headfirst into the intriguing world of First Amendment auditing and expose the realities of a society surrounded by cameras and cluelessness. Get ready for a roller coaster ride as we educate, entertain, and sometimes make you facepalm at the lack of privacy knowledge out there as we remind people that they are always being filmed.
Society is filled with cameras, cluelessness, and contradictory actors, which they're walking contradictions. Now, there's a couple, before I move along with this, there's a couple of experiments that you should know about, and you probably already do. One of them is the Milgram obedience to authority experiment. And they figured out, Stanley Milgram figured out back in the 1960s and 70s to what extent an individual will obey a perceived authority figure if that authority figure instructs that person to perform an act that violates their personal conscience. If you haven't looked it up, it's called the Milgram experiment. And I'll save you all the detail, but the conclusion is over 65% of the test subjects obeyed a person they perceived to be an authority figure. It wasn't really an authority figure. They just kind of put on a lab coat and just presented themselves with an air of authority. And they told the person, the candidate, to shock a person and deliver a fatal 480 volt charge because the person on the other side of the partition got a wrong answer. And you could see they were struggling in their minds. Are you sure? You know, we don't have to go along with this. And the person with the lab coat and the clipboard goes, no, that's just policy. This is just what we do. The person in the lab coat wasn't putting a gun to their head. They weren't being forceful and saying, no, deliver the final 480 volt fatal blow. Do it. No, they were just going, no, this is just something we got to do. We have to complete the test. We got to complete the test. And because the person perceived that this person is an authority, they obeyed against their own conscience. And you could hear the guy screaming, you know, it was all fake, but the person who was delivering the fatal shocks didn't know it was fake. They thought it was absolutely real. The person was like, man, my heart, I don't do this anymore. This is it's curtains for me or whatever, you know. The person still faithfully did it because the authority told him to do it. And over 65% of the candidates just did what the authority said, and they violated their own conscience so they could hurt somebody because somebody told them to. That is dangerous. That is scary. The next one is the Asch conformity experiment, ASCH. And this right here observes the personal suppression of known observable facts in order to curry favor with the majority, which is clearly wrong and in the wrong. And we all know that the majority is usually almost always wrong. So in the Asch conformity experiment, they had these people lined up and they put these charts on the wall. You had a bar that was, you know, you have A, B, and C bar. This bar was 4 inches long, this bar was 6 inches long, and this bar was 4 inches long. And they were told to say that the two that are exactly alike, one of them is clearly shorter than the other when it's clearly the exact same size. And because the majority who were all in, they were the Confederates, so to speak. They were the ones who were in on the experiment. There's only one person sitting at the table that wasn't in on it. And all the people who were in on it said, no, A and C are clearly different. And even though they were clearly the same, the person who wasn't in on it conformed to the majority, even though it was observably, clearly wrong. So in both the Stanley Milgram experiment and the Asch conformity experiment, you can see the psychological underpinnings that actually motivate and energize the people that we see acting negatively in front of these video cameras. The psychology is intriguing, astounding, and frankly, it is entertaining. It's entertaining to see somebody crumble over the addition of one extra camera. So here's some more of Impact Media. By the way, put a 1 in the room if you've heard of the Milgram experiment. And if you haven't, check it out.
Why are you covering your face?
I'm not. This is my smile.
So I have a question. Why are you asking that us, but she's covering her face? The lady who's in here, she's covering her face.
I'm sorry?
Why are you asking us that? They're covering her face. Like, look at she's got
Interesting.
her face covering on. Are you going to go ask her?
For a medical purpose.
How do you know this isn't?
Are you guys all sick?
How do you know this isn't? You don't have the right to ask me that.
See, he assumed. The reason this guy with the camera right here that you see has a problem with Impact Media is because they don't just have their faces covered, they have their faces covered and their cameras out. That's the only other common denominator that he's got a problem with. He's not going around to other people who are covering their faces because he doesn't have a problem with them because they're not recording. And he also doesn't have a problem with all the multitude of surveillance cameras in the post office. This is cognitive dissonance. This guy has to struggle with two contradictory ideas fighting themselves in the gray matter of his brain. He doesn't understand what's going on because he's been controlled. He's been programmed, as we all have been. We all have been subjected to some manner and measure of control or, psychology or psychological operations. Propaganda, that's what it is. We've got PR firms constantly running experiments on the rest of us, trying to get us to do things that we otherwise wouldn't do unless we were propagandized, unless we were, steered or programmed. They don't call it television programming for nothing. People who sit in front of the idiot box without using their critical thinking skills are being programmed. And that is why people act like this.
Well, what do you mean? You have right to record me?
Absolutely, you're in public.
I'm doing the same thing.
Okay.
You're in public.
But you don't have the right to demand.
You have right to not answer.
But you're not assaulting her over it or accosting her over it.
I'm not assaulting you.
But you're not accosting her over it.
Are you being assaulted right now?
You're accosting me about it.
I feel being assaulted right now.
Really?
By
Okay.
this.
All right. You can feel that way.
I feel I'm being assaulted right now. Now, Impact Media used the wrong word. He meant accosted, not assaulted. This is some serious psychological, sociological blindness happening to masses of people. And it's playing out in front of us in real time. That's what I love about First Amendment audits. It just testifies to the fact that society doesn't appear to be getting any better for the most part.
All you want.
No. Brooke Cameron says, we're living in Animal Farm on the set of The Twilight Zone 24/7. Look at this guy, clearly agitated. Effing weirdos.
Says the one that just took a picture too.
There's more cognitive dissonance. He calls the people with cameras effing weirdos while he gets out his camera and takes a picture of the people he just called effing weirdos. You got some perfectly programmed people over there, Skippy. I'm telling ya. Und be happy. Klaus Anal Schwab. Let's get to the praying granny here. Here we go.
You have a good day, man.
Oh, there's a positive, maybe.
You have a good day. Excuse me, man.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You're good. But you're so beautiful. We just take video of the post office and everybody that comes in and out. Yeah.
It's so weird because when I was pulling in, like I must have followed like 10 cars in there. I'm like, what the hell's going on? What's going on?
Nothing too crazy.
No?
Waiting for Taylor Swift to get in.
Something interesting that Impact Media says during some of his interactions is that when you walk outside, you're being recorded by at least 100 cameras. Every Tesla has 360 cameras on board. A high percentage of cars now has dash cams. There's people walking around, not just cops, there are people walking around all over the place with body cams. There's surveillance cameras everywhere. There's the Google car, like I mentioned, and you got satellites in the air constantly recording you. Maybe even your own brand new vehicle is recording you wherever you go right now. And if you have a dash cam and it's front facing, you think dash cams can't be hacked? And they can watch you as you have a conversation in the privacy of your own vehicle?
You have a good day, man.
I really don't want my picture taken. What are you doing?
Just take a video of everybody coming in.
Why?
We don't disclose that while we're working. I don't disclose that while we're working.
You don't take our picture.
Yeah,
Why are you taking our picture?
you're in public, ma'am.
Doesn't make any difference. This is a private place for people to come.
No, this is a
That's another thing. People, including cops, especially cops, do not know the difference between public and private. How do you not understand that walking into your house is private, walking into a public post office where, you know, it's publicly accessible to everybody is public? And how can you expect to have privacy when you walk around in public? And if you really want it to be private, then why haven't you personally taken steps to ensure that you remain private? Because you can do it. You can walk around. See, a lot of people think that I have a problem with face masks. You can walk around with face masks. The question is, why are you doing it? Because Anthony Frauditors said, yeah, you can get some goop inside of you. It's gonna be horrible, and you're gonna need this big pharma product. So you better cover your face. And it's like a lot of people make the statement that having a ritualistic shame muzzle on your face is about as effective in keeping joims. Hey, you like them joims over there? Keeping those out of your mouth and out of your nose as a chain link fence is in keeping mosquitoes out of your backyard. It's like putting a screen door on a submarine. Ain't gonna work. But if you're doing it to remain anonymous and escape detection by government surveillance cameras, hey, more power to you. But if this person really had an issue with being filmed in public, then she wouldn't show her face in public without trying to obscure it with some kind of mask. That's what I like about Impact Media, because he makes it very clear. Hey, how can you have a legitimate objection to being recorded in public when you just got done being recorded by how many? I have no idea how many video cameras. And now you come into a public place that's surveilled by dozens of video cameras, but you got a problem with my video camera? Come on, man. Be real. This is a serious education curve here.
But you don't take pictures of people in here without our permission.
We're taking video. We're not taking pictures.
Same difference. Oh, this is
Nick, somebody go in there and grab that audio.
Gonna fast forward a little bit.
That's not at all why we're actually you're being.
You folks are videotaping people, hoping that someone is going to lose their temper.
That's not at all why we're actually you're being.
You put this camera in my face when I walked in.
I was standing still. Nobody moved. It is all.
Now it is controversy and intrigue and problems does generate views. If you had a boring video, if you were there for 8 hours and nothing happened, you'll upload the video and you'll get very few views. Now, if something controversial happens and you can put it on the beginning of the video, you're going to get way more views. So in a sense, there is kind of a hope that you'll have an interaction. I think if we're honest with each other, you're like, well, I hope we don't waste our day today. I hope there's somebody out there that's going to offer a little bit of pushback, because that's interesting. It's informative. It gives us an ability to educate somebody. And, let's face it, it's entertaining. So if you can entertain and educate at the same time, I don't have a problem with that. But to say that you really don't want controversy, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to presume on anybody. But I know from my personal experience, put a 1 in the room if you would still click on the video if it was boring and everybody was, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's going on? Oh, good. I get to be on video camera, or just ignoring the video camera altogether. Put a 1 in the room if you're more apt, if you would click on that. Put 1A if you only click on videos that have controversy. I would say I'm only going to watch the videos that got controversy, because I think that's way more instructive and I think it's way more entertaining. So I don't want to presume on anybody. Maybe there are people out there who are recording that don't want anything to happen. That's fine. And this lady right here is actually presuming on these people. Hey, what did she say?
All on video. Actually, you're being.
You put that someone is going to lose their temper. You folks are videotaping people, hoping that someone is going to lose their temper.
That's not at all why we're actually you're being.
You put this camera in my face when I walked in.
I was standing still. Nobody will. No.
You put this camera in my face when I walked in. Yeah, as soon as you walked in, I was right there, right up to you. There we go. I forgot how I framed the question. I don't watch boring videos. I don't want to watch 60 minutes of just people walking by and not doing anything. I want to see a teachable moment. I want to see an instructive moment. Yeah, I would love to see that'd be great to see a whole bunch of Americans going, hey, wow, another video camera. Cool. Hey, remember in the 80s? I'm an 80s kid. So when I grew up in the 80s, when a camera was turned on you, it was like, hi, mom. Nobody cared about being recorded. Now, all of a sudden, with hyper recording and hyper surveillance, we got all these people out here who don't want to be recorded. Give me a break. You can't pick and choose who's going to record.
Nobody moved. It is all on video. Nobody moved.
Hey, James Frederick, I'd really appreciate it if you don't spam the chat. I don't censor, but I liken what you're doing, James Frederick, as to a person coming into a birthday party and just saying nonsense to where we can't all talk. Spam in the chat is just ridiculous. I don't like that at all.
You're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. You're doing it.
You walked into the camera.
No, I walked into the post office and you're taking videos of people. Okay. She's going to get the postmaster. Okay. It's a public place, but do you want a camera in your face when you're coming in?
You have 15 of them right here.
Okay.
And I have access to those.
Look at you, all 3 of you putting a camera in my face when I walked in. You did.
Ma'am, I was stationary and I got it on camera.
Yeah, I stayed in the same
You're going to defend yourself no matter what. You're trying to intimidate people.
I'm not intimidating nobody. She's not intimidated.
Why are you putting cameras here?
I have a question for you.
Why are you putting cameras in front of me?
I have a question.
Why are you putting
Ask her what the
cameras
First
in front
Amendment
of
is.
me?
I know, she doesn't know it.
What's the First Amendment?
I know.
I love that foreigners know, but Americans don't.
Right? That's actually kind of a big problem that we deal with all the time. I love you so much.
Oh, wait. I thought she was with him there for a second. Wait, did she just say, what's the First Amendment? What? That's a breath of fresh air.
I have a question.
Why are you putting
Ask
I know, she doesn't know it.
What's the First Amendment? I love that foreigners know, but Americans don't.
Right?
I thought this girl was with them. Did you hear what she said? She asked the older lady who was getting upset about an additional video camera in a room full of video cameras, what's the First Amendment? That is something that I find crazy. If you were going to know any amendment, if you were going to know any American history, if you were going to just be an American, you'd think that the one thing that you would know is the 5 elements, or just 3, just 2. Just 2 elements of the First Amendment: freedom of speech and freedom of press, and maybe freedom of religion. You would think that you would know those. You know, I think the other ones like RAPPS, religion, assembly, petition, press, speech. The petitioning your government, it's like, yeah, I'm going to petition psychopaths because I really believe that they care about me and they have my best interests at heart. I got kind of a little petition the government for redress of grievances. It's like, yeah, I have a grievance, but I'm telling my grievance to the person who caused me to have a grievance. Why would I do that? There's a conflict of interest there. So at least 3, you know, I'll give people slack. Okay. Religion, religion, speech, and press, and maybe assembly too.
Actually kind of a big problem that we deal with all the time.
But they don't know it, and they don't care to know it, because if they cared to know it, then they would know it. And then they have a problem with an American expressing their rights, as they don't go about their way harming anybody, but just standing on their constitutionally protected rights. Would they rather live in North Korea? Would they rather live in communist China? Okay, she's going to pray for him now. Look at her staring him down. For somebody who doesn't want to be recorded, she sure is standing in front of a camera for an extended period of time.
So this is the guy that assaulted without touch, which is still a misdemeanor. So I need a license plate because we did call the police on him. He works for Bass Pro Shops in Irvine.
I never touched him.
You don't have to. That's not the definition of assault in California. But that's okay. You will be paid a visit by the police at your job.
Too much time on their hands and not enough morality. Father, I pray for them. I pray for them. I pray for their soul.
Okay, if this is how Christians behave, we want no part of it. If this is how Christians behave, we want no part of it. Hail Satan. Hail Satan.
You have too much time on your hands.
This is so godly.
If this is how God wants you to behave, I want no part of it.
Father, I just pray for them and I forgive them. I forgive them, Lord, because they
Forgive them for exercising their rights, their God-given rights.
They would be walking on the path of righteousness. They would be walking in peace and bringing peace and love to everybody in the world.
How do you know we're not? You're the one not creating peace. In fact, the post office was very peaceful before you got here.
You can't even take your mask off.
I don't have to.
You're trying to intimidate people.
Nobody's intimidating. No, were they intimidated?
And just what, 2 years ago, less than 2 years ago, people were like, you can't even keep your ritualistic shame muzzle on. Now it's like, you can't even take your ritualistic shame muzzle off. And I'm not saying they have a ritualistic shame muzzle. I've just gotten into the habit of calling an MASK that because of algorithms.
Are they intimidated?
Put your camera right up here. Father, I forgive them.
Stop intimidating me with your prayers,
man. That they would accept you as their Lord and Savior. Father, enter their lives now. Change their hearts so they're not.
I've never been anger prayed to before.
Hi, this is so weird.
If people like this, religious people like this, had their way, if they were able to make a wish, they'd be like, I want to be able to bring fire and brimstone down on people I disagree with right now, on command, like Elijah.
She's so godly for this.
This is not how religion works. This is not how religion works. This is not how religion works. You're doing religion wrong. You're doing religion wrong.
Actually, I kind of disagree with Impact Media here. This is exactly how religion works. Religion seeks to control. It is the opiate of the masses. It's the control mechanism for the masses. And this is the way religious people actually do act. I mean, you've got religious people. I don't care if you're talking about from the Christian faith, from the Muslim faith, from, name whatever faith, Jehovah's Witness, Mormon, Catholic, whatever denomination of flavor of Christianity. They are telling you this is the way you need to walk. If you don't, you're in big trouble with the big boss. Every one of them says that. This is religion is, it's like government. Government is religion. It's one of the biggest superstitions around, and you actually have to exercise belief in it for it to exist. There's no such thing as anybody who has a higher claim over your life and property than you, just like there's no such thing as a God who has a higher claim over you than other gods, in my opinion. I know that makes people mad, but basically it's like, no, I want you to trust my invisible being. And then the Muslim goes, no, trust my invisible being that we can't prove exists. And the Jehovah's Witnesses are like, no, you got to trust Charles Taze Russell invisible being. And the Mormons go, no, you got to trust the Joseph Smith invisible being. And by the way, we have gold tablets with gold spectacles. Oh, really? Could you show us those? Oh, you can't. That's right. Oh, it's buried in Elmira, New York, or whatever.
You're doing religion wrong. You're doing religion wrong. You are doing religion wrong.
Yeah, of course she's transparently virtue signaling. No doubt about that. But religion does corrupt. Religion is a corrupting influence because it's telling you, no, don't trust your critical thinking. Don't ask logical questions. Just believe my book. My book is holy. That book over there, that's of Satan. And then the people who are of Satan are over here going, no, trust my book. Don't trust that book because that book is of Satan. It's like, which one do you believe? Come on. Come on, it's a control mechanism. You know this.
You are doing religion wrong. He is ashamed of you. Your God is ashamed of you. Your God is ashamed of you. Your God is ashamed of you. I don't need forgiveness. Your God is ashamed of you.
You are the Lord and Savior. You are omnipotent. You are omniscient.
When you weaponize religion.
No, exactly. He does have the right to record and she does have the right to protest, but she's standing there saying you don't have the right to do this and you are wrong. You're wrong in my heart. You're wrong in the eyes of my God and according to my religion. And she has the right to say people are wrong, but it's interesting that she's objecting to a freedom that she is now exercising. She's exercising her freedom of speech. They're exercising their freedom of press, but she has a problem with them exercising their freedom of press. That's the problem.
Religion, which is what you are doing right now, you're doing it wrong. When you weaponize religion, you are doing it wrong. When you are weaponizing religion, you are doing it wrong.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus.
Yeah, go ahead. You can bypass all this chaos.
I do not want forgiveness from someone like you.
Weaponizing religion is doing it wrong.
Oh, it's unaccepted though.
And he knows that you made judgments that you shouldn't have made. Bro. I need the pause that and send me the full. Actually, have Nick do it because he's got the same footage as I do. Did he get it too? Hey, you have a wonderful day. Enjoy that shirt and then love the sun, man. You guys have a blessed day.
That guy was cool. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel good about humanity when somebody's cool like that. All right, we'll just watch this lady rip this camera out of his hands real quick, and then we'll go to super chats or questions or whatever. Thanks, Dr. Donna. I appreciate that. Oh, let's fast forward. Oh, here we go.
Just leave it. Stop.
Yeah, I will do investigation and I'll call police right now.
Now she can conduct her, according to her, she can conduct her investigation, but she's got a problem with the three guys standing there with cameras conducting their investigation. She would not like it if somebody grabbed her video camera, but she's going to go ahead and grab theirs.
I'll call police right now. I have a right to call police.
That's fine. They're just gonna come and educate you, sir.
That is most certainly your right.
Yes, or
Hey, that's assault. That's assault. That is assault. Stop.
I don't give the consent.
You just assaulted.
I don't give a consent.
She could not control herself. See, this is the normal people can usually go, okay, if I do that and I'm being recorded doing it, the likelihood that I am going to be seen as the guilty party and probably get arrested it's off the charts. but I gotta do it. I gotta do it. They cannot. This is a dangerous person. She's doing what she's told, regardless of what is right. She's just a conformist. She's propagandized. She's been indoctrinated, no doubt, by the public fool system or something else. Propaganda, incessant propaganda, mainstream, fake stream, CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra Media, and she cannot withhold criminal behavior on camera. Just has to do it. This is called psychological operations complete.
Hey, that's theft. That's theft. That's theft. That's theft. That's theft. Hey, call the police. Call the police. She just fucking stole. Hey, call the police. Call the police.
Wow.
Hey.
Wow.
Oh, she just smacked him. Hey, call the police. Hey, back up. Call the police. Hey, Nick, call 911. Nick, call 911.
Wow.
I agree that. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I'm just asking you to keep your distance.
No, we are, but
let her do that
yeah.
and do whatever.
But she had his phone, which is why we came out. So.
I totally get that. I don't want anybody to get hurt.
Okay.
Stay away from her. Hopefully that.
Call 911, Nick.
Yeah, assault is not a good look, man. Oh, sure, son. Yeah,
Go outside.
They're called fruitcakes. Chopper says they're called fruitcakes, nothing more. I knew there was a technical term. Dang it. Hey, Barney, we got a fruitcake on board.
Stay here. Nick, stay.
You need to get her.
Okay. Stay away from her.
All right, we're gonna watch when the cops come.
Get her plate and information. All right.
The story over and over and over. There's a couple officers that are going to be, you can see them lined up right there. They're going to come in and get all the
Hey, you guys notice something here? Can you guys see this cop? It's a non-militarized cop. He doesn't have battle fatigues on. Probably didn't step out of an MRAP. He doesn't. Maybe he's got a vest on, but it's not really apparent. It looks like the cop of the 80s. Wow.
and we'll try to
it looks like a cop of the 80s with a beefed up utility belt, but he doesn't look militarized. That's interesting.
Out, all right?
All right.
All right, guys.
But yeah.
It's just the three of you guys.
And we got it all on video. They got it on video. Yeah.
I'm assuming so. So, okay. So just you three right here?
Yeah, and that's what you do with a proper investigation. Okay, we are here because we heard a crime was committed. Can you give us proof of the crime? And then, oftentimes the auditors have the crime on video, but the cops do not want to conduct their investigation. And what's the first thing that they will tell you? You're obstructing my investigation. Well, when you try to help them in their investigation to actually pinpoint the appropriate criminal for the right criminal actions, they don't want to see it. So this will be a switch right here if they want to look at the body camera, the video evidence of the criminal in play.
So we were inside.
You guys were inside?
Yeah, the supervisor in there knows we were there. She's been bringing us water all day. Okay. We've been nothing. She'll tell you we're nothing but cordial to everybody. She walked up. She walked from the counter and grabbed his phone and smacked him upside the head. And we got it all on 3 cameras.
Everybody over 18 or anybody younger?
18 or 22, but yeah.
Over 18? No,
yeah.
I just want to make sure there's no juvies.
No, for sure.
Okay.
Hey, I appreciate your professionalism, though.
Just hang tight right here, and like I said, we'll talk to you.
Are you sergeant in charge?
I'm the sergeant
here,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but my partner officers are going to...
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button.
Okay.
What's up for public safety?
We got it.
I think it was a patron inside, but it was for us because
he got assaulted.
Assaulted me.
And she took his phone and everything.
What happened then, man? It's all on video. We were just sitting in the little retail area, just minding our own business. The supervisor's been aware that we're here all day. She's been bringing us water and stuff. The lady over there, she decided she wanted to walk up to me, try to grab my camera, and then smack me in the face.
No, not tried. She physically...
Well, yeah. By the way, before I forget, check out For Public Safety's last live stream. I came to it late, so I got it on my plate to take a look at it. But that's For Public Safety. I'm going to drop the link in the chat for you so that you take a look at it.
Got it on camera. She stole his camera.
Yeah, took my camera. I actually had to follow her out here to
by battery, mind you, by battery, because it's on. We got it all on film. So
okay,
Was there like an interaction beforehand, or did she just walk up?
She just, so I walked in there, she started yelling at me, and then we kind of just let her.
We have all the video.
Her steam.
Nick
didn't really interact with her, and then as she went to leave the post office, that's when she decided to walk up to my camera, grab it, and then smack me in the face.
Gotcha. So she walked into the business, grabbed his phone, and that's when she initially started.
She actually physically stole his phone too.
There you go.
Both.
So she got both of our phones. So she walked up to us.
There you go. Showing this is the way you do an investigation. Okay, anybody got any proof? Did you happen to record anything? Any video, any audio evidence? Oh, here it is right here. Okay, now I can use this to actually do what would be a legitimate purpose for law enforcement if they weren't getting tax cattle extortion money, which they don't have to get. You could have private security forces that do exactly this. But if you're going to conduct a legitimate investigation, you try to look for all the facts of the case before you act. And you don't make up laws on the fly and say, no, it's a lawful order. Just take my word for it and obey and comply. This is how it would be conducted if this were a legitimate investigation.
Turned around, started screaming at me. I just grabbed my phone and literally made it for the video stuff like that. And then
yeah, Klaus says, imagine doing proper work. Imagine actually investigating and doing your own work and not out there harassing people who are innocent.
Don't record me. It's not your right to record.
So this is your guys' initial contact with her, right?
No. Okay, so NI says, here's the deal. Your stream cuts out and says stream ended like 3 times this stream. This only happens on channels that don't preach obedience. Is anybody else having problems with my stream cutting out? Let me know if you have a problem with the stream cutting out. Let me know in the chat. I don't know. Maybe it is. Don't forget to hit that like too.
So she was verbally accosting us in the line the whole time, and even the supervisor told her to stop and leave us alone because we've been nothing but pleasant all day, and she didn't heed the advice. So
yeah, so she was in there already.
Off this tripod thing?
Yeah. Okay. It's on video.
No problem. She grabbed it and then smacked her. Did she smack you in the pocket?
No, both separate.
She smacked me, then grabbed it, then dropped my phone and smacked me again. And then she picked up my phone, walked out into this area, smacked me again, and then took my phone outside.
Yeah, so on camera, she straight palmed the side of his head. So.
Kim Osborne says, don't stand under those trees. One may have a loose acorn on it, and then your life could be over. Right, Hernandez? I wonder where Hernandez is. Officer Hernandez is now.
Do you have ID on you?
I don't have an ID on me, but I
want to see how hard it is.
Are you desirous?
Chopper says, Brian, you're always naked on the screen on the stream that I get. Holy cow, is my green screen malfunctioning?
I'm seeing like
if she doesn't apologize for what she did, yes, I want to press charges.
Okay.
Thanks, Sly Shy. All right, let's fast forward some of this. I don't want to take Impact Media's thunder here. I want you to watch. The whole thing is very interesting to me. Okay, so here's them talking to the criminal. Oh no, the Miss Praying Lady comes back. I guess I haven't made it this far.
The one that went off on us earlier.
Uh-oh, here she is. She doesn't want to be recorded, but she's back for more.
We meet again. Yeah. You guys better repent of what you're doing. You're intimidating people, purposely trying to get a bait, click, copy that you can put on a video.
Ma'am, we've left you alone, and you.
No, you didn't.
Okay, we absolutely have. We have the entire video. And the postal supervisor will back us up.
Public safety says, oh my God, if the green screen saw through clothing, yikes. Oh wait, let's just, okay, hold on here. Where does she get arrested? Does she? Yeah, here we go. I want to see the cuffs.
Opportunity there to be like, you know what, I'm sorry, I'll own it, and then...
This cop looks familiar.
She's just sitting there.
I want to see the body cam footage of this. I wonder.
Oh shit.
Because she's smiling. So you know what I wonder? Because I wouldn't put it past cops to do this. I wonder if they're going, look, we're just going to do this because you did commit a crime on camera. We're just going to put you in cuffs. We're going to put you in the back of the patrol car. We're not going to book you. We're going to take you a couple blocks away. Maybe we'll swing you back around to the car where they don't see. I could totally see cops doing that. Put a 1 in the room if you could totally see cops doing that. Hey, Impact Media. I don't know what police department this is. I couldn't read the patches. Maybe I can go back and look, but I would FOIA request these body cams. Does she have a body cam on? Let's see. Here, let's come back to this. This is 128.42. Let's see. Does she have a body cam on? Let's see. Yep. She's got a body cam. Is the light blinking? Let's see.
She took his phone and everything.
What happened then, man?
It's all on video.
They
We were
both
just
have body
sitting in the
cams.
little retail
I don't
area,
see the
just
red light.
Minding our own business. The supervisor's been.
Those look like Axon body cams. Let's go back to 128. I would FOIA request those body cams and see what they actually say, and then FOIA request the dash cam where whatever patrol car she was in. Would not put it past cops to do that. They hate the First Amendment that much that they would do that. They would engage in deception. They engage in deception anyway and lies.
Flipping us off.
Look, because this lady does not look distraught that she is being handcuffed. She doesn't look surprised at all. God, we need one of those. We need one of those audio capture things.
Oh shit. Holy crap.
She's smiling too much, man. There's something up with this. I don't know if Impact Media is in here. Yeah, they don't have those light indications on. Public safety is talking about. It's usually a red blinking light to indicate that it's on, that it's activated. Yeah, she's too happy. She's too happy. How loose are the cuffs? She's got pretty big wrists. She is in cuffs. That could be too, Karen. It could be. It could be like.
Sorry.
Did they even frisk her? Let's see. Let's watch. This is interesting. This is interesting.
Nobody saw that. No.
Are they going to frisk her? God, I want to walk up within 5 feet to hear what they're saying here.
Ow. The fuck was that?
All right, light frisk, light frisk. They're not frisking her like they would frisk Impact Media, I'll tell you that.
We gotta be a little compassionate. No, I get it, but compassion.
Do you want to bring your cell phone with you? She's getting kid glove treatment. There's something not right about this. Do you want to bring your cell phone with you? She's pretty stout. She's like the epitome of a Karen, man. Her face, her hair, how she's arranged her hair, you know, the other problem that she has that's apparent. Because she's still smiling. Tinted windows so you can't see what's going on. I wonder where that patrol vehicle goes.
Do you absolutely want his badge number?
Yeah, just because we have
Hold on, let's hear it.
Sergeant's name. I wanted to get his name and badge too.
Yeah, we get the incident number. Got to get the incident number, the body cam footage through FOIA request, and figure out, you know, what exactly happened to this person, what her name is and stuff.
Who is it?
I wanted to get the sergeant's name badge and then yours.
Yeah, so that is Sergeant Dinkle. I don't know his badge number. Do you absolutely want his badge number?
Yeah, just because we had a lot of interactions with him, and then yours.
Okay, what police department is that?
What's your badge number?
What's her patch?
A lot of interactions with him.
City of
And then
Irvine?
yours.
Is that Irvine, California?
Sarge, what's your badge number?
Sorry, what's that?
Badge number?
My badge number? 593.
His is 593, and I'm Officer Nutter, and mine's 635.
Perfect. Thank you.
Irvine Police. Irvine Police, 635.
Thank you for being super professional. And
Absolutely. And you
We're-
guys obviously know how to get reports and everything.
No, yeah. So we were trying to be a little bit compassionate. We offered her a chance to apologize, obviously, but you know, the whole
Yeah, see, that's the thing. If they attack us, and when I say us, I'm just talking about, generally speaking, people who are First Amendment auditors. If we get attacked, if you guys get attacked, you're more than easygoing. So when somebody violates you, you're willing to just take an apology and let bygones be bygones. We don't want anybody to have some kind of criminal record or anything like that. But these people are so freaking hard-headed, and they're so consumed with hate and disdain for people exercising their rights, and they really want to live in a land of tyranny. They can't even bring themselves to apologize to get out of a possible felony charge or a misdemeanor charge. She knew she wouldn't be charged. I don't know. I don't know if she's going to be charged or not. All right. So that's Irvine Police Department. Let me leave you in the chat room. There's for public safety. Let me leave you with the video that we just saw so you can watch the entire thing is an hour and 37 minutes, guys. An hour and 37 minutes. Here's Impact Media with II. Kind of partial to that name since I had the channel High Impact Flicks, which is no longer here anymore. So there's Impact Media. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about? There's one more thing that I wanted to just kind of readdress, and that is this issue of fraud. When these troll channels call auditors frauditors, if there's no wrongdoing or criminal action involved in recording in public, then that is slander. And when they put it in writing, which they often do, it's libel. So you're actually dragging somebody's name through the mud, and you're engaging in quite a dishonest practice, calling somebody a fraud when indeed they're just exercising the right that we all have. Not only that, these trolling channels that call auditors frauditors, we should come up with what's a good name for these channels that call auditors frauditors? What's a good one-word or two-word name for them? I've been trying to figure out what we should call them, because I don't want to call them auditor frauditor channels. I want to call them something that's uniquely ours. So when you have these trolling channels who call auditor frauditors committing this basically injustice, what they're basically doing is saying, hey, I want your rights to be violated. And by extension, they're wanting their own rights violated. They're wanting their own freedoms taken away, and the freedoms of their sons and daughters and possible grandchildren, if they have any. It's egregious to me. It's infuriating that somebody would engage in that kind of trolling. What's the point? There's no standard. There's no principles by which they operate. Trollers are usually frauds. Yeah, I mean, what's the point of... I understand there's entertainment value in trolling somebody and pushing their buttons and stuff like that. But when you're doing it like these frauditor, trolling fraud channels, it just seems like it makes society worse. So... If you can take some time to look up, and there's stuff all over the internet about it. Milgram Obedience and Authority Experiment and the Ash Conformity Experiment, and that will tell you exactly what you need to know about society as a whole. There's actually, there's a really good quote from Edward Bernays, and I've said it a couple times. Edward Bernays propaganda quotes. It really kind of encapsulates what's happening today. The conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses is an important element in democratic society. Isn't that interesting? The conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses. People in our day and age, for the most part, a high percentage of them, don't have their own opinions. They were formulated opinions. They were programmed opinions. They were propagandized opinions. And the reason people can act one way in New York, the exact same way in Texas, the exact same way in Oregon or California or Florida is because everybody's sitting down to watch, for the most part, the same programming. The same Hollywood programming, the same Netflix programming, the same mainstream, fake stream, CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird, MK Ultra media programming. So when he says the conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses, we are seeing that playing out before our very eyes. When you're doing these auditing channels and people are just acting all irrational, they have no ability to think critically or look at the long range trajectory of what's actually happening when they object to you exercising your rights. We're seeing what Edward Bernays, some call him the father of propaganda, the nephew of Sigmund Freud, who was hired by the government to actually become the father of public relations or propaganda. We see that playing out before our very eyes. Those who manipulate this unseen mechanism of society. And that's why I went over Impact Media's video, because when you're out there with a camera, you can actually witness firsthand. You have a front row seat to viewing this unseen mechanism. This is what is going on, playing out before our very eyes. And it doesn't even have to be a script. In essence, they're following a program script and they don't even know it. They think that the way they feel is being generated from their own hearts. And maybe now it is, but it got its start through public relations, through propaganda, through fake stream media, through Hollywood movie entertainment programming, through the incessant lies from the Counterfeit News Network or Faux News or NBC, which is nothing but crap. Or ABC, always broadcasting crap. So those who manipulate this unseen mechanism of society constitute an invisible government. It's not bad enough that we already have a government that we can see. What about the invisible government that we can't see? See, even cops are propagandized. They're propagandized to believe that they are the law of the land. They are the supreme law, not the Constitution. You think you got it right, Jeff Gray, honor your oath, civil rights investigations, to stand here on a public sidewalk with a freaking sign, God bless the homeless vets. If there's a more wholesome message than God bless the homeless vets, I'd like to know about it. Why do Americans have a problem with that? Have you seen Jeff Gray's last two videos? Look at his last one. People are calling the emergency services number, saying absolute lies on a guy with a sign that says, God bless the homeless vets. And I think the other side says hope, not hate, or something like that. How can you get a more wholesome message? And yet, even that right there, they will lie about you. They want men with guns to show up and take you away. They've come to take me away, They've come to take me away. If we live in a society that is that vehement and venomous against the Jeff Grays of this world, we got a serious problem. And maybe we should stop and pause long enough to talk about it. Because it's serious. That's why I appreciate any of you guys that go out there with a video camera and you put yourself in harm's way. When a tyrant arrives on the scene, your life is hanging in the balance. So thank you. So those who manipulate this unseen mechanism of society constitute an invisible government, which is the true ruling power of our country. Because if you can rule the mind, you can rule the world. It's like that saying, give a man a gun and he can rob a bank. But give that man a bank and he can rob the world. People, we got to start thinking outside the box. We got to exercise our critical thinking skills so we can understand what's actually going on in this world. And then when you gain that understanding and that knowledge and you start applying it and you walk in wisdom, that's when the rubber meets the road. That's when you can actually change the world. We are governed. In other words, another word for a synonym for governed is controlled. We are controlled. Our minds are molded. Our tastes formed. Our ideas suggested largely by men we have never heard of. And Edward Bernays was one of them. This is a logical result of the way in which our democratic society is organized. Vast numbers of human beings must cooperate in this manner if they are to live together in a smoothly functioning society. In almost every act of our daily lives, check this out. This is where, when you turn a video camera on and people act irrationally and without reason and without logic, this is where this comes from. In almost every act of our daily lives, whether in the sphere of politics or business, in our social conduct or our ethical thinking, we are dominated by a relatively small number of persons who understand the mental processes and social patterns of the masses. It is they who pull the wires which control the public mind. And that's what we're seeing right here in a video like this. They control the public mind of the people in the public who should be applauding us for our freedoms when they're actually condemning us for our freedoms, thereby condemning their own. People are, we call them thin blue line gang bootlickers, are bowing down to the tyrants and applauding them and treating them as heroes when they die in the course of their duty because they were trying to keep the public safe. Oh, really? They were really trying to keep the public safe? How many people are now rotting in jail because of this officer right here? Oh, you got an ounce of marijuana? Well, we're going to ruin your life. We're going to impound your vehicle and you won't be able to afford to get it out. And we're going to auction it off to the highest bidder. That's what I always ask myself. When I see a cop, how many lives have you ruined under the color of authority? How many rights have you deprived under the color of law? I can't even help but think about that because it's so many and it's so often and it's so ridiculous. So, okay, guys. Hey, I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. We're almost at 400 likes on this video. If you like these videos, let me know. If you want to see more live streams, I might do another one tonight because there's something else I really want to talk about, but I don't want to put it in this video because I want to just keep it shorter than an hour and 16 minutes. But go visit Impact Media. If you think about it, let them know Here's the Deal sent you. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for the support. If you want to support the channel further, grab one of those shirts. We got Stop the Pignorance. I think it's still, is Stop the Pignorance still in the store? I don't even know. Let me check. Sometimes they take videos. I mean, they take designs down and I never know when there's. Yeah, Stop the Pignorance is still in the store. So yeah, if you want to support the channel, we got Stop the Pignorance. We've got, here, let me move this over. And I had to change Protect and Serve the crap out of us because Spreadshirt's got these community guidelines rules that apparently I broke because it was promoting violence or whatever it was. So we got Stop the Pignorance and we got Protecting and Serving the crap out of you. My gun is not a threat unless you are. We got the Silence one. We got if a man is unjust, if a law is unjust, a man is not only right to disobey it, he's obligated to do so. We got the Conspiracy Theory shirts and the Row Pirates, and we got this Thin Blue Line of Tyranny. So I appreciate it, guys. Are we free to leave now? Says my. You are now free to leave, peasants. Guys, I appreciate you. If you want me to do that live stream tonight, just put a 1 in the room. If I get a substantial amount of 1s, I'll do it. I will see you guys in the next video. Remember, the price of freedom is now and will always be eternal vigilance and indifference to this notion is the means by which the people have and will secure their own oppression. Let's stop securing our own oppression and let's start right now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.